Hello. Today I want to talk about Wilkes land magnetic anomaly in Antarctica. What is it? Well, according to an image we have from 2006 from Google Earth, it appears to be a dome-shaped, several of them, type of structure under the snow. So why are those there, and why is this a magnetic anomaly? As I've suggested before, when Obama went to Antarctica, there's something about the place that does not add up to what we know. We haven't been told. We don't know. So I, as an intuitive and as a sensitive soul, I decided to go into meditation and decided to journey. I like to astro travel. It is something I've done probably all my life, where I just let myself imagine what might be going on, and I travel. And at any rate, on this particular traveling, what I feel like I ran into, which is for me something very curious, I believe that I had to go down through the ocean for approximately 2 miles, and then I lock into a kind of a portal, or a dry lock is the way I would say it, where I then am able to go up through a port, or some kind of mechanism that opens up into a docking bay. And I get to the docking bay, and I don't see anything. So, but why would that be there? What is that? Something's there, and it's a magnetic anomaly on top of it. And is it natural? Is it otherworldly? What is it? Okay, so we're going to use the spellcaster deck, and we're going to choose 14 cards, and this is going to be a Celtic cross with a little bit of extra cards. So that being said, I'm going to put the laptop down so you can watch me select the 14 cards. Okay, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, there we are, 14 cards. And we are asking the cards, we're asking Spirit to tell us what it is that's going on in Antarctica at this particular magnetic anomaly. So I am going to put on a little light here, because I don't know how good the lighting is here for the actual seeing the cards. So I'm going to just give it a little help. And at the bottom of the pack, what we have right off the bat is the Four of Pentacles, the structure of how things are set up. I think that the Four of Pentacles is going to be that, my impression is that something otherworldly manages us as people. Now, I've been feeling this for a number of years. This isn't just local to today, and I think that a lot of what's going on in our world and the way we are interacting with each other has something to do with this energy right here, this location 2 miles underwater. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this Celtic cross. And what we have again is the Eight of Cups. You know, that kind of that process of looking over the content of our lives, you know, reminiscing about who we are. And in this case, maybe that's what I'm doing. I'm looking over who we are, and I'm asking a very serious question. Why do we have this magnetic anomaly in Antarctica? And I think that it reflectively has something deeply to do with who we are. And what it is crossed by is a Two of Pentacles, how we give and receive, and how we're dealing with earth resources. Is there something greater than us that watches over us and in that sense manages our conduct, much like we manage animals in the zoo? Is this energy there to manage us in some way or another, which I kind of think it might be. Okay, and now in a past position, we get the sun, that there is illumination about this. Well, in 2006, images from Google Earth started showing, I want to say 3 in one location and 4 in no, 3 in one location and 1 in another, of this this octagon-shaped melting pattern happening in the Wilkes area in that magnetic anomaly. In other words, you know, I've done a video on it, that the glaciers are starting to heat up, the ice is starting to melt, and therefore illumination is taking place. Okay, interesting. We get also in the recent past the moon, and the moon is, to me, in that sense, how we listen, how we nurture, how we love, but it's opposite of the daytime. It's now the nighttime, and we get the sun illuminating and the moon listening. So, yes, they listen to us. They track us. This anomaly is no minor matter. It is how business on planet Earth is conducted, I do believe. Okay. What's below is an Ace of Wands. Now, I've long suspected that this energy that we have at this particular Antarctica, and maybe, I think that they're in charge, whoever they are, and they're saying to us, have been saying to us, that there is something new coming. Okay, something else is going to happen here, and you know, and I definitely, and if you'll notice that there is like rocks falling towards the sky, we have a near event coming up on the 2nd of November. We are in the photon belt. I've talked about that, and we have an asteroid that has the potential to influence us on November the 2nd, when we're already so embattled. Then there's this, and in the near future, we are going to, as a result of so many things and directly influenced by this Wilkes anomaly, illusion and delusion. Now, what's interesting is I did listen to an account of someone through Linda Moulton Howe about being in a location that caused them to feel, sorry, I've got a spot that's bothering me. Anyway, it caused them to feel a sense of illusion and delusion. It was when they hit a certain place in Antarctica, they felt their minds were being somehow projected in some way that was extremely uncomfortable. Okay, so there is something to that this energy, it has the ability to really overpower our minds and our energetic body. So whatever's there, it's pretty dang serious, okay? And then what we get is the Knight of Swords. you know, something coming forward. Information is about to come forward. Now, a lot of people I've heard say that they think that what's going to happen is an alien invasion. Now, I don't know that we are going to have an alien invasion. I will say this: if we do have otherworldly energies that are in fact in charge of us, they don't seem to be interested in harming us, or they could have or would have by now. But I do think that they set up some rules for how we conduct ourselves, and I do think that we're in serious jeopardy of what may come. And you know, and a Knight of Swords, you know, actually a King of Swords, I apologize, that's a King of Swords. You know, and that's why I was getting that Saturn feel to it, you know, that this is going to be a highly structured, whatever's coming, it's a structured event. And there are rules that will take place. So let's leave this card off to, we're going to ask for further clarification on what is this structure that's coming, because who knows? I mean, I don't know. And this Three of Pentacles, how we deal with and negotiate with things of the earth, and how we share for things of the earth. I think at this time it's fairly obvious that a very, very small percentage of people benefit from the assets of the earth, and perhaps wrongly so. Okay, so then we get in our hopes and fears position, the Emperor. This energy is here to tell us that, yeah, I've got your name and number. Thank you very much. I know what you do. I know how you do it. And I'm here to tell you I'm the one in charge. And it's very possible that we may be finding this out directly, but I don't know for sure. Because if, in fact, we have some otherworldly energy that leads us, they certainly haven't come forward directly and exposed themselves to us in ways that the masses know about. So in our hopes and fears position, that leads me to wonder what might be coming forward, okay? And then we get the Page of Cups. Information is going to come forward about the collective. How we, this information is not highly developed, or it's less than thorough, which I would say that that's a kind of a mainstay of our government, that our information in massive ways is very much less than thorough. What we tend to know, in my opinion, is not true. Okay? Then we get this 10 of Wands, this heavy load that is being carried, this sense of a burden that we are carrying. And in some ways, I do think that we've come to this place where we're carrying a load that we can't continue to carry. It's no longer, it is no longer sustainable. The load we carry from day to day, and I think that we can all sort of agree to that, because all you have to do is drive down a major highway through a city, and you can see the number of people that are living on the streets or living underneath the highway. So, you know, our load, as a rule, has become too much of a burden. So, you know, this glacier thing is kind of, and basically how we give and receive coin to each other, you know, that higher, how we do things, that they are maybe checking us at the gates and saying, you know, maybe you're not doing this right. And I think that if we do have someone watching over us, I think that they allow us to operate in free will, but it is very likely that we're no longer operating in free will. Okay, so then we have we were talking about the Six of Pentacles, where I left off when my phone rang, and I'm going to turn that darn ringer off because it drives me crazy when I'm reading. It always rings. So how we give and receive coins. I think that it has come into into a situation where such a small percentage of people are actually actively participating now in the financial market, and so many are off to the sidelines and not getting what they need. So it's out of balance with reality. And so then we get a Four of Wands, that structure of society and how we interact with each other, how we give and receive. In fact, we are being checked right now, and that's kind of what I thought. So, but this magnetic anomaly, my question really is about the magnetic anomaly, and the Spirit wants to tell us all kinds of stuff about our social unrest. So, and I know that the two are connected. So, and then we get a King of Cups. You know, in the end, you know, notice the trident, you know, being underwater and ruling from the sea, more or less, you know, deep down under, you know, they're here to provide us the support we need. So is this anomaly something? It is, yes, as a matter of fact. So what we're going to do is we're going to carry on, and I want further information on this King of Swords, because this has come up a couple of times in these readings for me, and I'm going to use my After Tarot. And Spirit, I want to know about the King of Swords. What is the King of Swords? What is the King of Swords when it comes to this this underground location? And I find it curious that I know that Saturn's involved in the King of Swords because it's a planet of limitations. Tell me more, Spirit. I want to know about that. So I'm going to take 14, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Okay. So, Spirit, we're asking, what is this King of Swords, our limitations that you are sharing with us that we have? And I know we have them because we all do. We all have something in our energetic body that is a limitation that provides us some structure that we need. So, and at the bottom of the pack, we get the Three of Wands, you know, looking out, you know, from our perspective overseas to know what we're supposed to do. And of course, we have this this bird that drops in and provides us information. So curious, very curious. Okay, so we're asking about this King of Swords. And first of all, we get this magician that things aren't as they seem. They are not. Things are in so many regards. From Wilkes Wilkes. I hope I'm saying that right. Anyway, that things are like magic that they conduct. You know, from our perspective, it's like magic, and I think that's probably right. And then we get a Nine of Cups. You know, that we're at an ending cycle of how we give and receive cups, and how we do things. It is at an ending cycle, and I suspect that perhaps that from this point of view that the leaders from our various countries know things that we don't know. They are being directed from somewhere else. And they're being directed to look at how we give and receive cups. And this is a 9, which means it's in a completion cycle. It's kind of done and over with, okay? And then we get an Ace of Cups, that there is going to be some new order, law and order in town, okay? The way things have been done, past, present, future, they are changing. That whatever this King of Cups, King of Swords, excuse me, this Saturnian energy is, it's saying that something new needs to come up out of this, that the limitations are now there and it is forcing a change, okay? So, and then we get the Page of Wands. We're getting a lot of wand energy that, you know, perhaps how we treat the earth is less than enlightened. And we're being told we need to look at ourselves, okay? And then we get the death card. We are in the very near future. This is in a past position, but it up and coming. Is that rapid transformation, and I do believe that we could call that climate change. I think that the climate has become frightening, and I think that it is connected. Okay. So then we get, and I have been feeling this card. I'm not, oh my goodness, I'm so glad to see this card. I feel like right now we're in a state of temperance where we're on a holding pattern, where we're pouring from one cup to the next, and you know we're patiently waiting for what is it that's coming. That is where we're at right now. We are in a temperance, and you know, and I think from an Antarctic point of view, they're aware that we're in temperance right now, okay? And at the heart of it is judgment. Now, Alba Weinman does these hypnotic sessions and about discourse and the discourse, and I love the series. I listen to it as often as I have time. But they keep talking about the great leveling coming. And is this the great leveling? And as you can see, a trumpet from on high, you know, calling down onto the planet. The angels of light and mercy are maybe calling us, okay? Because things are out of balance. And they're out of balance because of how we use the resources on the planet and how we share the resources with others or with nature, how we share our living situation, okay? And in many ways, at the heart of it, we are immature, slashing at the air, and rather out of control, you know, quite immature, which has now led to this, our tower moment. We're in a tower moment. So this Wilkes glacier and the King of Swords, or not glacier, you know, the Wilkes land anomaly, it is something here to provide us with our limitations. So we have this King of Swords, and then we have that we're asking clarification, and we've got the death card. That it is the ending. That doesn't mean literal death. It is the ending of a process. It's rapid transformation. Something else is about to take its place. And does that mean that we are going to have some kind of an event on planet Earth? I do believe we are, and I think that the glacier or the Wilkes anomaly does have something to do with it, and that we have, our government has some information, and I think that that's kind of sad that we're not able to know this, and it is leading to us feeling like we're under the swords, the Four of Swords. We feel like we're laying on our deathbed, or you know, it's just coming for us, and you know, but I don't think that was the intention. I think that whatever is going on in Antarctica, it is meant to alleviate this for us. Now, does that mean that we're all going to come out of this alive? I don't think so. I think that would be a rather big stretch to think. But we are kind of tied up in our own doing, an Eight of Swords. You know, if you look closely, that's a loosely tied rope and a loosely hanging bandana. And as you can see, the person standing in front has the sword, which is easily something you can step around or push aside. So, you know, are we bound up the way we think? Well, probably not. A lot of it is our perception of being bound up and how things are supposed to be. And maybe this big upset isn't as bad as it may seem. Maybe it is for our good, okay? And we are moving on to calmer waters. That's a good card to see right now, because it does feel like we are in such rough water. I mean, it's like you could imagine any number of things right now that's getting ready to happen, and it's all kind of scary, and I don't want to be negative. I want to have hope. I want to feel hopeful. Here you go. Moving on to calmer waters. And basically, it concludes with how we juggle things, how we juggle our money, our resources, that has got to change. And I think that that's what largely Antarctica might be here to spell out for us. I don't think that we're led by the people we think we're led by. And I think that's causing us massive confusion. I think that who we're led by is a higher form that we don't really have good access to, therefore we don't have. And I can just tell you that whatever it is, it is not of this earth. So with that, I ask that you hit the like, share, and subscribe button, and please join me on www.twiggy, Twiggie. And if you would like to have a natal chart or your archetype report or any other number of astrology type of reports or a tarot reading or an astrology tarot reading, please do contact me on my website and book at the website at www.twiggie.com. And with that, I thank you for joining me here today.